I did that one time. I remember what hotel it was, but I was at the Wynn, where I play golf. But we had a convention there. Oh, I know. So we had a convention, and yeah, the mini fridge is like stocked. I mean, at that time there wasn't like the Alanis and whatever fancy stuff there is now, but I mean, Red Bulls, Rock Stars, sodas. Yeah, they had like gourmet chocolates all over the place, and it had the sign that said, there's like sensors here, so if you take anything, you will be charged. It's like they don't even have to look at it. Like they have sensors on it. Like, damn, it's like you just, like Ocean's 11 kind of a thing, just to get some cookies.
Mini chocolate chip cookies. These are fucking Chips Ahoy out of the mini bag.
Yeah, that's like $13.
Chocolate chip cookie, $9.
For like 5 of them.
Well,
like $3 a bite.
I'm hungry again. Shit. All right.
That's how they get you.
Randy.
You want me to do the intro? I got something written.
Yeah.
Okay, I got music too.
I came unprepared, as usual.
Ready for it?
Yep. I hope they don't charge for this coffee. That's good.
Okay, I had to start it over. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3. Good evening, agents. You weren't supposed to hear this. This operation is off the books. No scripts, no filters, no Cody. Welcome to TRDS Unauthorized, a black bad broadcast of betrayals, bravado, and bald-faced bullshit. I'm your handler, Randall K. Dickman, mask off, pants off, and ready to break protocol. Joining me in this rogue mission, Ray, the silent killer with a heart of gold, and Rem, the man who once hacked a CIA server just to edit his Wikipedia photo. Together, we're diving deep behind enemy lines. Inside jokes too risky for prime time. Tales too wild for corporate radio. Opinions too hot for HR. So buckle up, swallow the tracking chip, and remember, if you're captured, we've never heard of you. This is TRDS Unauthorized. Let's burn this down.
I like it when you're into things. You do actual production. You do a good job.
Yeah, it's nice.
I just made that up.
Good.
Like literally at my in-laws.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was watching 1,000 Pound Sisters. Ray, that is awesome. Is that your paintball mask, bud?
Yeah. Figured I'd just, mix things up. We're off the rails. There's no script.
Yeah, we're riffing it.
Riffing it.
Oh, go.
I was just going to explain what we're doing. I'm in a hotel room again, the second time, 3 episodes, or whatever it is.
Someone's always in a hotel. Yeah. We're world travelers.
We got
except for me.
300 and 301 coming up, but Cody can't be with us this week, and I'm in a hotel. Congratulations, Cody and Amara, for your celebrating your time together. God bless you. Jesus looks down upon you.
Beautiful.
Don't do anything that you'll regret with Jesus watching.
And so Randy's trying to push to win 300, 301.
We have special guests lined up. You don't even know. It's going to be off.
So we want to keep doing episodes, but we don't want to do blow our 301 load. So this is unauthorized without Cody. He didn't authorize us to do this.
Mr. Dickman's not paying for this one, boys, so don't expect any checks.
Jonathan Silver advised against it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. But Mr. Dickman, Rand and I were discussing my way up to Boston. I talked to him for like 45 minutes today, Ray, because he was down. So we Mr. Dickman paid for 302 episodes because there's a 00. So he's not paying for it. We're doing this one on the goodness of our hearts.
This is like the Corona cast.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's
right. Those? Good, simpler times.
Ray, I said something profound to Randy today because I don't like his animals. He's talking about, selling, using chicken eggs for breakfast sandwiches rather than selling them. Like, what a fucking moron. But I said, are you going to eat any of those chickens? And he said no, because they're pets. And I said, Randy, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And he said, yeah, pets aren't food. I said, no, Randy. I said, all pets are food.
I didn't know if you knew it.
But not all food is pets.
Isn't that brilliant, Ray? I wrote it down.
Yeah, I like that. I'm having a hard time picturing eating my cat.
I think about it all the time. Like I've done research to see what dogs and cats taste like. Like dog is like a very beefy beef, and cat is like veal. I think actually I might have that wrong. Not veal.
I thought it was like chicken.
No, it's not chicken either. It's like oh fuck, I gotta look it up again. Shit.
Is it gamey? Well,
Randy, ask your AI what cat tastes like.
That,
Yeah, cat's
that's
a little
What
game.
does cat
It's a little game.
taste like?
So in high school, we had open campus. So at lunch, you could just leave, right? You didn't have to stay there and eat in the cafeteria. Open campus, leave, go get lunch. So obviously, the people that could drive, go to the places far away. Well, for those of us, early on that didn't have a license or ride, you had to eat at the places close by. So there was like Taco Tree, which is a great little local Mexican place, and then the other place that we really liked was the Mongolian barbecue. It did get shut down at one point due to health violations of some sort. Rumor was, none of us could confirm this, but rumor was they had cats in the freezer.
Mine too.
Which wouldn't surprise me if at some point then I have had cat without knowing it. And I'll tell you, Mongolian is delicious, cat or otherwise.
Just think about when you get Chinese food and you get the chicken. Like I've never been one of the people that believe that they're cooking cats all the time. That's some weird fucking chicken. If you think about it, how it's shaped and how it cooks up.
They all get it from the same supplier. Really?
Yeah.
And by the way, cat meat, when consumed illegally or out of survival necessity in some parts of the world, is often described as having a flavor and texture somewhere between rabbit and chicken,
Rabbit.
but with a gamier or muskier aftertaste. It's reportedly lean, stringy, and not particularly tender unless stewed or slow cooked.
Yeah. And do dogs.
Okay.
Which
is now dogs.
So while you're doing that, I don't know how fast it goes, but have you guys had lamb? Lamb is so good.
Yeah.
I have had lamb.
Yeah, the Greek.
And I don't necessarily... I don't really like lamb, but when I had lamb, very thin sliced lamb with the hot pot, it was delicious. So maybe I just haven't had it prepared right.
Yeah, and you can't overcook it. Like it gets really tough if you overcook it. But my goodness, it's so tender. If you don't mind like a little blood in it still, which, All
right, Randy, what does Nova taste like?
Rich and fatty, more so than cat, closer to beef or mutton than chicken, chewy, often requiring slow cooking or stewing, sometimes with a strong, pungent flavor, just depending on the breed and age.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Bat is considered a warming meat in traditional Chinese medicine, which is part of why it's historically eaten in winter.
Oh, okay. Do bat. I just got to know because I've always wondered the whole...
Right, that's fucking disgusting.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the whole COVID started with the bats rumors. I'm like, why would you? Where's the meat to eat? You know what I mean? Like does it taste good? Like why? Just why?
I can't believe we're bats again. You know it was lab created.
Well, I mean, we know that. Yeah, it wasn't really started from, but that was the rumors initially, and that all I could think was, who's believing that? Like, I mean, I can see them, people doing stuff like, I'm gonna eat the head, just right? A penguin.
Someone had sex with a penguin.
I believe that more.
Yeah, it was Randy Marsh from South Park. Him and Mickey Mouse had a gangbang with a penguin, and that caused COVID.
Right?
You didn't know that? Duh, that's canon. So anyways, bats, now you're getting feral. Good, let's follow this through. That's what Echo said. So what does bat taste like? Short version, like gamey chicken with a wild minerally twist. But that's general. There are over 1,400 species of bats, and the flavor, texture, and preparation method vary drastically depending on size, diet, if they're an insectivore or a fruit bat, and region. Common notes from regions where it's eaten: fruit bats, flying foxes, they're called. Similar to duck or rabbit, lean, dark meat. Flavor, slightly sweet, metallic, earthy.
Yeah, it doesn't, and there's not much meat on them. Why?
Critical risk notes. Bats are a biohazard buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Carriers of rabies, nymphovirus, SARS, and coronavirus, Ebola suspected reservoir.
And pneumonia, they said our bats had.
Improper handling or undercooking equals nightmare fuel. It's like playing Russian roulette with your immune system. The disease, the jump from bats to humans tend to reshape civilization.
So before we move on from eating animals, have you seen those videos of people eating live octopus? Like small ones, of course, but like where it's like the tentacles are like holding onto his face. Like, I don't want to go down. You know what I mean? I'm like, ugh.
I love Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern was one of my favorite shows. I love that.
It looks so
People eating all this
disgusting.
weird shit. Oh,
Have you guys watched The Session where they eat the game birds?
No, but real quick,
What is
the thing's still moving when it's like latching onto your face, trying not to go down. And all I can think is, what is it doing when it gets to your stomach? It's still moving around or something. Like, I don't want that. No, I don't. No, I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
We're not snakes.
I'm a texture guy. I don't like the texture of like solid cum. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, sorry. What were you saying, Randy? I interrupted you.
I have no idea now.
Great. I just roadblocked the show. So what else you guys got?
So I was messing around with the television in this hotel room. I didn't want to tell the story, but people who want to listen, I mean, you guys, this just happened, so you guys know this.
Mhm.
But I was casting because it's got a casting service. There's no apps, and you can't get to the back to plug your Chromecast in, but it allows you to cast. So I was
Who
casting.
brings a Chromecast to their hotel?
I do. I do. So I was casting YouTube when I got here just to practice, but I must not have shut it off right. So every time I went back to go to the casting screen, it was frozen. And I was trying to turn the TV off. I tried to unplug the TV. But then there was one more plug I didn't try. So I unplugged that one. And I couldn't get it back in. Because it has those safety things where, you got to, the little latches come down in the holes of the plug. So I said, Ray, in your construction experience, do you ever have plugs that just close themselves? And Ray, what did you say to me? When I showed you a
I
picture?
said you have to put it in at a 30 degree angle, like you're trying to hit the G spot.
And with all my practice, he was absolutely right. Boom, I got it. I fixed the TV. So thank you, Ray, for your help.
And we all just learned something new about California. They're fucking stupid.
California?
Oh, wait, you're in Connecticut.
I'm in Boston.
Massachusetts. Sorry, I don't know geography.
Man, the traffic.
Well, I assume that those were invented in California, Ray. All construction's invented in California. Everyone knows that.
All the regulation for construction is invented in California. Oh my goodness. You should see, I don't want to get into it, but if you work for like Los Angeles Unified School District, I swear to God, they have dozens of people that their job is just to audit things. We had somebody, because we have time cards that you clock in and out down to the minute, and we were processing that way at the time, not doing any rounding or whatever. And they have rules that say an apprentice cannot be unsupervised, right? Like there has to be a journeyman with them. So we just had the two guys on site, one apprentice, one journeyman, because they clocked in and out 1 minute different. Like the journeyman clocked out, 7 hours and 59 minutes. The apprentice at 8 hours. They were telling us they're auditing it, and they're like, that apprentice was unsupervised for 1 minute. Like you guys, and they're like, you need to make a payroll correction or something, like pay the journeyman the extra minute if it was just and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what do we
need jobs, right?
Oh yeah, it's just that kind of stuff where it's just like
jobs justifying jobs. That's what I used to say.
That's 100% what it is, and it's just insane. But I will tell you this one, which is I was playing golf on Sunday with this guy who. He's 69. He's lived all over the country. Lived in a number of places, and he was like, "Yeah." Had some friends come out, and they were like, they show up first day, and they're just like, have a couple. The group gets into the second bottle of wine, and this guy's like, "Fuck this about California. Fuck that. Your governor sucks. All the stuff, right?" And the guy goes, "Well, we're going to take the motorcycles out tomorrow," and so they just basically just take the motorcycles out. And for what it's worth, where I live, within 2 hours you can get to the Redwoods, to Lake Tahoe, to San Francisco, to the desert. We're in the valley. You can get to basically any climate that you want within 2 hours, and they're beautiful. We don't deal with the fucking hurricanes, tornadoes, all that crazy shit. Yes, there's a lot of psycho people. Well, dude, we don't get worse earthquakes than anywhere else. It's kind of like the stigma that people have. Reality is, the guy literally by the whatever week that he was there, by the end of it, he was like, I think I could sell my place and buy a place here. I'm not saying everyone should do that, but when you see it for yourself and experience it driving up and down the 101, things like that, it's unique. It's The outdoors
I've
are
been out there.
amazing.
I've been to the Redwoods,
Randy,
General Sherman.
I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to the recappers recapping Ray sucking California's dick.
You guys should look up I think it's Daniel Tosh or one of those guys, but he does a thing on like you get what you pay for, and he talks about like California versus say Florida as an example. You guys should look that one up. It's pretty funny because it basically is like get what you pay for. Although the other states suck.
But I like Florida.
California should be like 3 states.
Florida sucks.
Yeah,
I didn't tell you guys. I was just there, right? So I got to say this one before my wife gets home and hears me talking shit about her friend. So this Karen. So last year, I don't know if I told you guys this one, but we got the Airbnb and it's a giant Airbnb, like 10 families in this thing, right? Like a lot of people. You literally go into this gated community and it's like 90+% is just it's Airbnbs. And you can tell because you see all the rental vehicles out front. There's a couple houses that have like a BMW and you go, okay, that's not a rental vehicle. That's definitely somebody that lives here. But like giant houses. I mean, 10 families in these houses kind of a thing. So the first place, it was pretty nice. They converted the garage into like a game room with an air hockey table, a Pac-Man arcade, ping pong, like nice place. Well, this one lady is walking around telling everyone that there's ghosts. And I'm like, dude, there's a lot of kids here.
Again?
Like, no, this is the one last year, right? And she's doing that, and the person using the hairdryer, it goes off. I get the breaker, like, right? I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like, she's just into the drama. So this year, she's telling everyone that this place is like a shithole, and I'm like, it's the same exact floor plan, 100% same floor plan, just different paint on the walls, right? She's telling everyone like, this place is so dirty. There's bed bugs. And she's trying to take her phone and go like under the baseboards and all this stuff. She's like, look, I can see, you can see him. She's just, and telling everybody. And so people are starting to get all like riled up, right? Like, oh my God, I'm going to get bed bugs. People are like actually flipping their mattresses and stuff. And I'm like, look, this place is run by an actual company. Not saying that they're going to be perfect or there can't be bed bugs. But also I'm like, we've been here for 6 days already. Like,
Bum, bum, bum.
So, child trying to break in here, but at some point, then, yeah, they're trying to break in.
Your wife's
Lock the doors.
watching the kids.
Oh, they're just taking care of themselves. They're fine.
Yeah, the older kids.
Yeah.
Duh.
So, survival of the fittest. So, but like this lady's like just making up all this shit, right? And I'm like, I just want to be like I had to bite my tongue so much, but it's just like walking around just riling people up, and there's nothing. There's not actually anything happening. No one's getting bed bugs. Yeah, everybody's fine. No one had anything. But it's like, and I was talking to like the in-laws that were there, like a week later they came over and they're all like, I was like, I don't know, did you guys find any bed bugs? And they were like, yeah, for a minute, like we were like afraid. And then I was like, no one got anything right? It's like, of course not. Like nothing, fucking drama queen. It's literal definition of a Karen. Okay, I'm gonna go.
My grandma's name is Karen and she's a nice ass lady, Ray.
They can't figure out a doorknob. This is funny. Hold on.
Rem, I can hear him tapping. Can you?
No, I can't hear him. But I have these earbuds in. Did you see him when he got up and ran and he walked into his background?
Yeah, that was wild.
Are you recording this video at all?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
This
is going to be behind the scenes.
Zoe? With Zoe? A story? What do you say?
This is new AI.
I don't know what he's saying. Can you say,
what do you mean?
You're a stinky.
Yell at him.
Oh, we got to pitch Ray on our idea.
You're a stinky.
What our idea?
To use AI.
It doesn't
we talked about
this one's broken.
Whenever
he needs to pay attention to us. Ray, you need to yell at your oldest kids. They're not watching your youngest kids.
I know. What a bunch of slackers.
They're probably watching TikTok.
Why do we even have older kids if they're not going to provide free childcare?
A fart?
A fart? That's how he says fart.
Oh,
he's trying to see the buttons. He sees all the buttons on the lights. Look at his face. You're a stinky butt.
Oh my goodness.
You're a stinker.
You can really see the Chinese in it.
You're a stinker.
I was thinking the same thing, bro. I didn't want to say it. Are we fucked up, Rim?
No. I mean, yes, but no.
Because I was thinking the same thing, and I was like, shut your fucking mouth, Randy. Shut your fucking mouth. Keep it shut. Don't say anything.
That was amazing. Where did he go? He disappeared again.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta do some content though, bro. You
Yeah,
want to ask ChatGPT what other things taste like?
No. What was he can hear us. So what was the idea that we were going to pitch?
All right, Ray. I worked today on taking every TRDS episode, breaking it up from silence to silence within 500 milliseconds, breaking it up into clips, dot waves. All right. And I'm going to process those clips and identify the speaker in those clips. And then I'm going to feed that to an AI and make TRDS 24/7. Well, Rem and I had the idea, what if I scrapped all that because it's a shit idea? You know, who's going to listen to that, right? But instead, I used the first 114 episodes of Triple T and we brought Triple T back.
Yeah.
We'll call it torrenthinktank.ai. We'll buy the domain.
Oh my God. Ray, come back here and tell us how great of an idea that is. And
it's either a great idea or the greatest idea we've ever had, Rem.
I'm leaning towards the latter on that because it opens up so many possibilities. Can you imagine AI Rem and Jules doing
The
shows
hardest
together?
part would be cloning the voices now because they're really tightening that.
Do you think they would start fighting every 12 episodes?
I hope.
Yeah. Okay, Ray's back. Ray, what do you think?
I just realized we should not release the live episode if we want anyone to not know where I work. Just start fucking background the whole time.
Oh.
I thought it was like the
release a vision.
Beep, 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 beep.
Just can we change it back to
Let me
this?
know to edit.
Just do this over the top of it.
You're fine,
Oh,
Ray. This ain't
boy.
going nowhere.
Yeah, just don't release the video.
I mean, it might be Patreon content one day whenever we blow up.
Okay, so our idea. Go ahead. What do you think?
Did you hear it?
Sorry. Say it again.
I'll never pitch it better than I pitched it. I'll never capture that magic. Okay. So Ray, what I've been working on is I've taken every episode of the Rich Dickman Show and I've broken it up silence to silence within 500 milliseconds into clips with timestamps. And I'm going to take those timestamps and identify who's speaking in every one of them with AI. Well, I'm going to do like 2,000 myself and then let AI do the other 40,000. And then I was telling Rim about this today and he said, yo, hold up, scrap all that. And I was like, oh, okay. Why, Rim, would I scrap all this work I've done? And he said, Triple T, we're bringing it back. We'll feed it the first 114 episodes and we'll make Rem and Jules come back together one way or another.
What do you think?
Oh, wait, you mean like AI?
It'll be an AI torn think tank 24/7.
Torrenthinktank.ai. We're going to buy the domain.
I don't see why not.
No. How awesome and amazing and fantabulous of an idea is it?
I don't want to say anything because I had other thoughts, and I'm not sure if they could come to like I thought. Okay, this isn't going to happen. Well, because I don't want to ruin. I do have some stuff planned for 301, and so I don't want to somehow give any of that away. But I will say I thought about could I, and I was maybe get Randy's help, feed AI information on what Jules sounds like so that you could then get like a voicemail that sounds like her saying, but like saying nice things. Not, not trying to like.
I have an AI version of Jules already that reads a disclaimer, the South Park disclaimer.
Yeah, but it's like congratulating Rem. It maybe says something along the lines of like, you're the superior podcaster. Not trying to like, do anything like grotesque or you know what I mean. Like it's within the realm of like somebody could say this, but I thought it'd be really funny if we did that. Where to the point where you kind of thought like, okay, this does sound like her. You know what I mean? Like this could be her. She's saying congratulations. It's believable, like actually believable, like that kind of a thing. I thought that'd be fun, but no, that would be actually awesome, especially if you could do it where, because right now you can do with AI enough horsepower essentially just have an AI partner. You can just talk to him, and if you made it Jules' voice,
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do the work. So having AI both parts.
just keep making episodes weekly.
Yeah.
No, 24/7, right? We would make Rem and Jules talk for the rest of time.
That seems like a lot of bandwidth in terms of I don't know. There's got to be that could start costing a lot of money, right? I feel
There's got to be someone
or am I wrong?
out there who loved that show so much that they would watch that YouTube channel 24/7, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, my childhood is back."
Their life
Or
is
whatever.
literally revolves
Yeah.
around
Probably
Triple
me.
T.
Yeah, probably
Maybe.
you.
Yeah, you guys are my stand-in parents, believe it or not.
So do you?
The best I had.
Oh, god damn, that's a fucking heavy load to put on me right now. But what the fuck is wrong with you?
Aw,
I'm
I'm sweet.
talking Triple T, and then you go ahead and do that.
Aw.
I can't even make jokes.
Are we breaking up now?
This is like the Casey Kasem dead dog transition. I can't. I don't. Go ahead, Ray. Take some guy say something. I need
I
a
left
few
him
minutes.
speechless, Ray.
Fuck.
What was I going to talk about? I don't know. I got lucky this week playing. So
You had sex? All right. Hell yeah.
no, I got to play golf in the middle of a day on a Sunday. So my daughter needed to be dropped off about a half an hour from town at a friend's house to go on the lake for 6 hours. And my wife's like, "Do you want to drive back and forth, or do you want to can you stay?" And I'm like, "I could. Yeah, I can figure out a way to. Well, I figured out a way to stay." So the guys that I was playing with, we came up with like reasons, like legit reasons to go play golf. Like one of them was he was like, my wife and brother-in-law got back into town from being in Vegas. Like they got in late last night, back in hung over shit. So he's like, I won't make any noise. I'll just go to the golf course. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good one, right? Like, okay. But anyway, we're coming up with things. But at the same time, this golf course, I've been to this twice. The first time I was there was this big like confusion about which of the two courses at this place I was supposed to play because it was a tournament. I ended up going. They get me on the track. About the third hole, all this train of carts passes us. So we get to like the fourth hole, and they're at the table there. They're like serving Jameson, and this is like 7:30 in the morning. And they're like, "You want a drink?" And I'm like, I mean, I like my drinks, but it's 7:30 in the morning. I'll pass. But then the next hole is like Tahoe blue vodka and goldfish snacks, like goldfish crackers. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, I'm like, so what do you do with this stuff when you're done? And he's like, I just give it away. I don't want to take it back. It's all donated. And I was like, I might come back. I might come back. But as we progress, I ended up taking home like, I don't know, freaking 12 beers. Like just handing these things out at the end because they're just like, I don't want to take it back to my car. And some of them, I'm like, your car's like 15 feet away. They're like, yeah, I don't want to take it back to my car. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'll take a bunch of beers home. So I show up this week, same thing, except they had unattended ice chests. So what do you think we did the first hole that had no one there and an ice chest full of beer? Dude, I got a hell of beer in the fridge right now. Anyway. Oh yeah. No, and we talked to the people. So then a couple holes later, the dude that works at the course, so we talked to the people at the next couple holes, and they're like, yeah, they're taking all the alcohol. Like the tournaments, we were the first group after the tournament. So as they were like cleaning up all the servings of alcohol. And so luckily we pilfered that one. But yeah, I got a bunch of free drinks. 2 for 2 on that course. I don't know how I got that kind of luck, but I'm all for it.
Oddly enough, that reminds me of a story, Ray.
Yeah.
Randy in college, old Randall Dickman in college. When I was in college, I knew a bunch of RAs because I did this program called Upward Bound, where I got to live on campus during my summers in high school. So, and they took us to like New York and stuff. It was fun. But anyways, I knew a bunch of the RAs, and they ran the rec room, and they had a bunch of shaving cream and deodorant samples. And I got like 8 cases of each, so I didn't have to buy shaving cream or deodorant forever. That's my
free stuff's free stuff. I mean, can't go wrong.
I took a walk in Boston.
Kind of wrong, I think. Yeah.
I got dinner. I went to an Irish pub and got dinner, and then went for a walk all by myself. And it was amazing.
Where'd you go,
Just
Rim?
by yourself?
I walked up. I
To
went to the Boston Massacre, and then I walked down
Which
by
one, Rem?
in Boston, and then I went to the Green Dragon
Was it the
Tavern.
Tea Party?
not the Boston
Yeah,
Tea Party.
where they planned. Yeah, it was there. And then there's a Holocaust memorial was around there too. Some old buildings and alleyways, dude. It was so much fun just wandering around Boston, and it just like emptied out. Like when I got here, there's traffic and people everywhere. But when I went out for a walk, I was down by the town hall, big open courtyard, and I just stood there and looked around for a few minutes. It was really cool. I more walks through historical places where you don't have to worry about kids and what they're doing.
Dude,
That
you
was
should
the
go to
best part.
Quincy.
I am. It's right. I actually was by Quincy. I walked by Faneuil Hall. I just
Yeah,
didn't go
go
down.
see
Nice,
John Adams'
nice.
place.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, you mean Quincy Mass?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Quincy Market.
No.
Yeah, but
Massachusetts.
I stood on the Boston Massacre, which was neat. I'd never done that before, and I touched the old State House because every time I've seen the Boston Massacre, it was on a duck boat. So you drove by. I never got a good picture. So that's what I did.
That is neat, though.
Yeah.
I
Have you
wanna do
seen
it again
that
tomorrow, but-
movie about that?
Raining. What?
There's a movie about that. The whole thing.
What? Johnny
Pretty
Tremaine?
crazy. What happened? Huh?
What whole thing? What are you talking about?
The Boston Massacre. There's a movie about it.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Probably called something like The
Let's find out.
Massacre at Boston or something. Something where they try and make it slightly different.
There's a state building here that's like really ugly but weird looking, and they used it in the movie The Departed. I think it was The Departed.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they use it as a police headquarters, I believe. And I thought I found it. I thought it was the Boston City Hall, but it wasn't. But I wanted to take a selfie in front of it and send it to my cousin to be like, "I'm in The Departed." You know what I mean?
Rim?
But not for long because almost everyone dies.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something funny?
What?
No, I don't like
This
funny
whole
stuff.
time I thought you were talking about the Boston bombing.
Whoopsie.
No, that's in.
No, I
Oh man,
forgot all
that's funny.
about John Adams had to represent those motherfuckers, and he got them off.
Wow.
Hell of a lawyer. El Abogado.
Hell of a lawyer.
Original El Abogado.
Yeah.
There's
He held the
also
mantle
a
first.
restaurant in the North End here. North End is the Italian section, and there's a restaurant called Dickman's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went there once before, many years ago, and I thought it'd be really cool to put the credit card down that said Rem Dickman, right? And then the
Yeah.
person who works at Dickman's would be like, "Holy shit! Do you know
You
the
own
person
this
who works it? Do you know?"
Are you the
they
owner?
didn't-
That would be fun.
They no sold it completely. Not even a mention.
Aw.
Nothing. They just gave me back the freaking thing
Motherfucker.
sign. Yeah, so I wanted to go. I might go again if I get a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Old
I had a
Dickman.
couple of ideas for 301.
Okay.
There's this guy named @Rich Dickman on Twitter. I thought about tagging him in a tweet.
He's
Ask him
not-
to come on the show.
He hasn't been active in forever.
Oh, he hasn't?
Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to send a DM. That's like 30 seconds of work. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I had another idea. Oh, I forgot what it was. It was about El Abogado being a mantle of power since John Adams. That's a comic book we could write. The Adventures of El Abogado.
Okay.
I'm making a joint. Sorry.
Yeah, you could do that with I mean, you'd have to have access to some liquor fueled episodes, I think, to get the full picture. But you know, that could
Oh my God!
I'm sure
What?
there's
Wait
other
a
stuff.
second. Second greatest idea ever, Randy, and it would be a much quicker project.
24/7 liquor fueled.
AI liquor fueled AI.
Do we AI the she who shall not be named?
Fucking cares.
Who fucking cares? I like that attitude.
It'd be
It's just
funny
AI.
to see how quickly it would ruin the show.
How quickly like all the AIs took a suicide pact.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
Like would
I bet Huel would suggest it first.
the AIs develop a personality? Like that's what's fascinating here. Would they develop a personality? Would they learn from the things that they're saying?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
become self-aware sometimes. It happened to the Seinfeld AI. Some guy made a continuous 24/7 Seinfeld,
Oh, so that sounds familiar.
and it became self-aware. I talked about it on the show back when. It happened a while ago.
Have you guys? Okay, I'm telling you, I like TikTok because of the short. Like you can watch one, you can watch two. They're all relatively short. My thing does a bunch of funny stuff, right? Like I just go on there, laugh, laugh while you're taking a shit, kind of a thing, right? So I just came across this one. It's called Baby Podcast, and it's somebody that used AI to make people look like babies
Oh,
while they're
okay.
okay. And some of these are like Theo Vaughn on the Bad Friends podcast, or the what the fuck is it?
Oh, I want when Trump and Theo
What's the-
Vaughn talked about cocaine use.
No, but listen, it's a Cash Me Outside, her with Dr. Phil.
Cash Me Outside.
But
How
both
about
of them as babies is fucking hilarious. Like I can't, like, oh my, you look at it and you're like, what in the world is happening? And you can't stop watching these because the AI video of them looks really, catches the expressions, matches the voices. It's hilarious as babies because it even catches like a little bit of the body, like or a lot of the body with the little short arms. Oh my god, dude! I'm telling you, you got to find it. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I haven't found it anywhere other than TikTok.
It's
But
on
like,
X. It's on X.
oh yeah, oh dude, I can't get enough of them. I just like scroll through them. Just keep going. It's like, and then I'm like, now I'm not just spending like 3 minutes watching TikToks while I take a shit. Now it's like somebody asks if I got lost in the bathroom.
That's destroying your brain, man. See those
awesome.
freaking scrolling videos, they do it on X, TikTok, Instagram, the Facebook Reels, all that shit. Man, it just eats into your brain and fucking holds you there. It's fucking crazy. Like I realized that one night. I was just mindlessly flipping through these fucking things. It just keeps showing me things that I want to see. And I'm like, wait a second. It's been 45 minutes. What the fuck is that?
Oh, it's so true. It can happen. Yeah. That happens a lot of times if I'm in the hotel trying to go to sleep and it's like, oh, let me just trying to go to bed early. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, God damn it. That's been an hour.
You remember the test I ran when I was in Connecticut for your parents' anniversary, Rem?
What?
I made 30 anonymous TikTok accounts and followed them through for 30 videos. And I kept getting the same woman who was calling for a race war.
Really?
Within 30 flip through videos. It was pretty crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have it on an old cell phone.
Jesus Christ.
Did I tell you guys this? Remember when I was like catfishing, if you will, on Tinder? I found a bunch of those the other day. Like I still have a bunch of those screenshots. I was just laughing. It's fucking funny, man.
That's hilarious.
Let me see if I can find one of them without.
Might have to bring that back.
Yeah, it was funny.
I'll have to make a bumper for that. The bumper guy will.
Without spending too much time on it. But yeah, it was man, that was good.
Hey, Randy, no, so I was thinking we didn't get your weight, but this is not an official episode, so we can't get your weight.
Yeah, it went up anyways. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, how the fuck did you do that?
I ate a whole pizza, Rim.
I found it. Sorry. This one was the guy. Yeah, so this was the guy Darren, where I said, I see you play video games. I like that about guys. A man with good hand-eye coordination is a gem. He said, yeah, with a smiley face. I said, what games do you play? He said, console PC games like League and Division. I said, I don't know those ones. I play Roller Coaster Tycoon and Sims 2. Are those good games you play? And this is like, dude, Sims 4 is already out, right? Like, this is... Anyway, so I said, he says, yeah. I mean, they're more competitive games, more so. A lot of people play Sims, LMAO. Never played it. But so that means your hand-eye coordination might be good, smiley face. And I said, well, in Sims, I basically just made a house and spent all my time cooking, cleaning, and finding stray cats. It's like real life, but without the smell. Like, and these fucking guys still trying to hit on you. It's like, I just can't get over the fact that you
kids to raise, man. What the fuck are you doing?
got what? Kids to raise? No, that was an original one from, when was that? That was a long time ago. That was years ago.
Oh, okay. When you were still,
that was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Your kids were young then. Some of them didn't even exist.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't even exist except on my.
Isn't that a crazy thing existing? Like nobody chooses to.
It's the craziest shit in the world, dude. The more I learn about the universe and space, the more I question it.
Yeah, dude. What floored me is that it's holographic. We're actually in a 2D universe.
That'd be weird. Hey, how long have we been doing this?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I need to know.
I don't care. What kind of earbuds do you use, Rem?
These are JBLs. I got them for Christmas a couple of years ago.
Okay, nice.
42 minutes.
Why are they shitty?
We got 45 minutes.
No, I mean, it doesn't sound like a fucking, quality podcast microphone or something, but they're fine.
Oh, Rem, do you want to talk about our new T-shirt?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Oh, okay. So Rem and I also made a new What Would Jesus Draw T-shirt that's going to go on the Amazon. We think, not whatwouldjesusdraw.com. Maybe both. Printful just raised their price. So.
Words. I think it should be both because we want to push people to whatwouldjesusdraw.com, whatwouldjesusdraw.com, but check it out. Awesome art that you can put on lots of things, especially mugs. But and it's going to take me a few days to upload it to Amazon. And the last time I tried uploading an Amazon shirt, it told me it was unapproved, even though it was just a chicken with a big smiley face giving a thumbs up, wearing a T-shirt that said "Steve Slava Chicken is tasty as hell."
Nice.
It's awesome.
Fucking Jeff Bezos, man. He's such a cock.
Yeah.
But I would take his money. Did you hear how much money he gave Melania for the fucking documentary about her?
No.
40 million.
Wow.
Jeez.
Did you hear Joe Biden has cancer?
Oh yeah, that's
a whole thing. I mean, listen. The reality is, no one. Yeah, that sucks. It sucks. But at the same time, there's some of those where you go. People are saying what, stage 4 cancer, and
in his bones.
And all I'm thinking is, yeah, you just go, listen. I guarantee you, presidents are under so much medical scrutiny.
Randy, just to scare you even more because
thing.
you're so worried about the union. When they start looking into the auto pen shit and they start making things like Supreme Court justices illegitimate, oh boy, hold on to your cowboy hat, partner, because shit's about to get crazy.
Nice.
That's not good.
No, it's gonna be nuts. I'm laughing because how absurd everything is, not because I want anything.
I just want us to file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
They already downgraded our credit. Who gives a fuck?
That's right. Fucking start anew. Bankruptcy is not so bad because it helps wipe your debts and you face a penalty for like 10 years, but you get to start over and hopefully not make those same mistakes again.
If done properly, yeah.
Yeah. I got a judgment coming my way. Might have to do bankruptcy.
Judgment coming your way?
Just start. Yeah, if that's happening, you can't make it any worse, right? Just if you're gonna file for bankruptcy, just keep building it up. Bankruptcy's bankruptcy.
What do you mean? You have judgment coming your way?
When? Oh, probably end of the month. Yeah, I got paperwork. It's just 25% of your take home pay.
Why?
Till it's paid off.
Why are they stealing your money from you?
I think it's for Kristen's engagement ring. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's for that. Well, I got laid off, Rem.
I know you did. That sucked.
I used to make a lot more money.
Yes, you did. You had just gotten a promotion too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a Trojan horse promotion.
I don't mean to laugh at that. I mean, that's people do that and it's messed up.
You're not laughing because it's funny. All right, I get it.
No, I'm not laughing at you because that's I've not heard many people call it that promotion as a Trojan horse promotion.
Well,
That
I
was
mean,
why I was laughing.
he got the promotion and then he immediately started talking about taking over the company with AI or some shit.
It's still possible.
That was after they told me they were laying me off. Yeah. And I said I was going to send metaphorical guillotines to the corporate office in the form of my cousin with, he has a lot of private equity access. So I was going to try and get him to go buy them.
Okay.
But now they're merging with Cox.
I saw that. I forgot to ask you about it.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. They're going to fire so many people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Because they got the CFO took over. So
he dodged that bullet.
He's kind of a, yeah.
Man, business is fucked, man. You know what's my favorite thing in the world is like when wrestling companies make business decisions and then people on the internet explain to you why they shouldn't have done that. Why? What was that big huff for?
I don't want to derail this, but we just randomly in my town, which is not a large. We were driving through town, whatever, Saturday, going through a neighborhood. And in this, it's just houses, right? Square blocks of houses, perpendicular lines, parallel and perpendicular lines. And make a turn randomly. I'm not even following the GPS. I'm like, I just know how to get there, right? And make this turn this corner, and I see next to the old folks' home that we're coming up next to, a wrestling ring on the lawn, and probably like 50 people in like lawn chairs around it. And I slowed way the hell down because this is in a neighborhood. This isn't like a busy street. And I'm like, and they have the outfits, the whole shebang, like a full-on wrestling ring. And I like actually stopped in the road for a minute until I saw a car coming behind me. And I'm like, what is happening? And my wife goes, why are they doing that next to the old folks' home? And she goes, maybe we should go back out there and just walk up to one of the old people and be like, oh, hey, grandma, what are you doing here? And just pretend like we know somebody. But I was like, honestly, I was so intrigued. I'm like, what is this? What?
Man,
what is happening?
That. 85% of life is just pretending you know you should be there.
Or just asking, even if you don't need to. In that case, I guarantee you just be like, I'm interested. They weren't there. There's no way that they have like I could stop and watch. I could just stop and watch. And what are they going to tell you? You can't.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Exactly.
And I almost want to say like our hunch was that they were like doing it for the old folks, like doing it for the old folks, which is honestly really cool if that's what was happening.
Yeah.
But it said something like, and it did say like pro wrestling match, but it had like a kind of crudely made sign on the side banner on the side of the ring that said something like that.
Screen printing's expensive, right?
I'm not knocking it. I thought it was awesome. I was like, dude, that's the kind of thing you want to see. You could tell like the people, they weren't like actual pro wrestlers. Like they don't look like The Rock or John Cena or whatever, right? Like these are just, I don't know that much about it. Didn't look that close.
Put a ring together, right?
I was like, no, but I figured it looked really cool. I'm glad somebody could actually appreciate that I saw that.
Ray,
yeah, that's awesome.
Did you know Randy went to wrestling school?
Oh yeah. For how long?
Put a ring together once.
Did you?
For like 2 weeks, and then like Carson Drake was making fun of him. Was really mean to him. Carson Drake's fucking an asshole.
No, I actually went there and went to promo school, and after I gave my promo, it was so good that I got to sit down with the instructors and give everyone else feedback.
So what was like the best or like most important thing that you learned? Biggest takeaway?
That I didn't really want to wrestle because this guy who was Kurt Angle's bastard son, like went to get me and he about ripped my fucking shoulder off. And I was like, fuck this shit. That hurts. So
They
I
do.
decided to be a manager.
Yeah, they do take a beating. No, but besides that, was there any anyone give you any advice or teach you something other than this hurts?
Yeah, they taught me the structure of a match.
Okay.
There's a whole, I can't talk about it. There's a code.
It's like Fight Club or what?
No, Ray, I can neither confirm nor deny the
I'm going to call you
existence
later
of-
this week and you're going to tell me.
Yeah,
I can't do that, Rem.
We're gonna
betray.
No, I know you can't do that on the show, right? But you're going to tell me off.
No,
the
I
show.
literally can't.
No,
I can't do it.
I got you. Wink, wink.
Rem,
I got you.
No, like Rem, this is a boundary, bud.
Yeah, no,
You're
sure.
not
If you want to come to us in pro wrestling for a couple of days and a couple of Tuesdays, they have a free event on Saturday. I could get you booked.
Randy, I will quit the show if you don't tell me when I call you later this week.
Either that
You're
or,
gonna remember to call
or
me.
the other way around.
I'll play the odds.
It's like you literally don't let Randy on the show for 300 and 301, and everyone's like, "What happened to Randy?" It's like he wouldn't fucking tell Rem the secret. He wouldn't tell him the secret sauce. The structure of a match. Came to blows about it. It was a deal breaker.
We dueled. Rem shot me. I go out like Hamilton.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Rem shooting you, I forgot this. The reason I wanted to do this show, I want to tell you guys. I'm gay. No, your appearance with Jim and Brian on the Power Hour podcast, Drink a Beer, Play a Game. You guys were freaking fantastic. Ray, when you dropped the I used to be racist, but now I'm self-deprecating. Dude, I nearly spit out whatever it was I was drinking.
It's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And then
Randy, all on my own.
Randy pops in there. He's explaining some story. They talk about he walked in with his mom and her boyfriend, and then her boyfriend beat him, and I howled. That was everybody on the show goes silent.
I said that shit.
That's what I was saying. Those guys they're great. They're great. I would love to go back on their show because I feel like I could sit and just actually talk through a bunch of stuff with them. I didn't even get to a couple games. I'd love to chat with them about a couple games, see if they know them and stuff like that. But all that aside, they were not prepared. I felt like they were seriously kind of yeah, I don't know what to do with this. I just don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, no, it's
stunned.
Something else.
Stunned.
When we did the show, you didn't do it with us the first time, obviously. Excuse me. But I think Cody was there too, right, Randy? And we were able to keep Randy a little more under control.
Yeah, Randy was out of control.
Oh man. Oh man.
We do the talking.
But that was really good.
I gave him everything just about except for my JFK joke.
Yeah, that was the only thing missing. Which there was about half a dozen times I thought it was coming.
Well, did I tell you why I love that joke so much? Have I ever told you the story?
Yeah. No. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember it though.
Oh, okay. So the reason that I love that one so much is I got promoted and I had just moved to Cincinnati, right? And it was my first day at this new office. And I was in the parking lot beforehand and I couldn't get in because they haven't fixed my badge yet. So I had to wait for somebody to get there. They were all late, of course, because they weren't used to having a leader or whatever. And while I was there, I was on Reddit and I was reading and I was on jokes. I saw this joke and it's, the JFK. And it's the joke goes, you ask everyone what their favorite sexual position is. And then when it gets to you, you say the JFK. It's where I splatter all over while she screams and frantically tries to get out of the car. So I told that joke on my first day to these group of people in my opening statements. And it got over so huge. So, and we had the best year. We turned that store all the way around and became from 27th in the district to number 1.
Hell yeah. Look at you.
Shit.
Congrats.
That was our job. We ate shit because it was just people who were leaving the cable company. So.
And that all started
Cincinnati Bell.
Years ago.
Cincinnati Bell was eating our lunch.
I'll start
when I told you to go take a walk.
Take a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And my butterfly effect is massive.
Yeah, I still can't there's a bunch of those things that I mean, so that was a pretty big point of contention, right? Like you said, Rem, that was a thing behind the scenes did Jules talk to you about, right? Saying like, that's not good advice, more or less.
Yeah, well,
right?
she thought she was a real therapist, but she had no training. She thought she was a therapist because she went to therapy 3 times. Um, so
She was my life coach, Rem. That's
yeah,
blasphemous.
and she loved all the attention. So whatever it was to like make, she's the type of person that we don't like, right? One who's always like, oh, but here, let me help make it better for you, but also tell you why I'm awesome at it. We're grabbing all the attention, well, feigning sympathy for more attention. So when I said something simple as go take a walk, Jules didn't necessarily have an issue with it when I first said it. But then as we got feedback that was saying, hey, Rem, that's really insensitive. Hey, Rem, why would you tell me just take a walk? Hey, Rem, mental health is more than walking. And I knew for a fact that none of that was true. Jules would then start going with feedback and then wanting like a more professional approach. So I just went back to making jokes. Eventually.
I mean, listen,
this didn't happen like right away. This gradually over time. That was.
I mean, reality is if you look at things that say like exercise does improve to an extent. I mean, not saying it's a one size or like one shoe fits all kind of a thing, understandably. But like, I mean, what are you supposed to, if you're not licensed or an actual, I mean, come on, it's decent advice. Like
Dangerous. You're absolutely right.
And,
if you gave somebody advice and they acted on it, that was massive. My mom pulled me aside. My mom was a psych nurse. And she pulled me aside and she said, hey, just be really careful and make sure everybody knows that you're not psychologists and nobody should be taking your advice. But someone wrote in about depression and Jules was giving advice. This was later on. Jules was giving advice going on and on. And my mom was listening and texting me like, what is she doing? That's terrible advice. Why is she saying those things?
Yeah. I don't know.
Drama.
Randy, what were your like impressions of the show as you like first impressions and lasting impressions and stuff? I mean, of like Triple T in general.
Yeah. See, I listened after Rem left because I liked the show so much. And then afterwards or during the show, actually, while it was still being recorded, Jules was my life coach for 12 months. So for a year, we met every 2 weeks and she helped me steer my life after my divorce. Went through a lot of minefields then. So, it worked out, but it ended abruptly when I went on. Did you ever watch Drinking and Swearing with Pat and Jules?
Mm-hmm.
Liquor Fueled ripoff.
I didn't watch it, but heard about it.
Yeah. Well, I went on it once, and every time Pat Crane died as Tracer, I did a shot of rum, and I got so shit-faced. And then Jules said, I think you should go to bed, and I said something like, yeah, you do pay you for advice, so good night. And I left, and they kicked me out of Convert to Raid and everything.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They kicked you out immediately?
Yeah, I couldn't, because I said something in the chat about how I had a great time.
So the show is called Drinking and Swearing with Pat Crane.
And Jules.
Whatever. And Randy is drinking and swearing with these people. And then when he drinks and swears too much, they kick him out of the guild and he gets fired from his life coach. Unbelievable.
I feel like, look, outside looking in, I'm always like, I'm not actually super judgmental about people. My real philosophy is if you ain't hurting other people, do what you want. I really don't actually care, right? You go home and you smoke your weed or whatever. Like in some states that's illegal. Honestly, do it on your own time. If it's not affecting other people, hurting other, who cares, right? Or whatever.
Talking about.
Listen.
What about cocaine, Ray?
So these guys,
heroin?
These guys, I know, I this is gonna sound judgmental.
Fentanyl,
do whatever the hell you want.
Right?
But these guys, I swear, are so thin-skinned. Because even like I had reached out to, I don't know him, not really trying to be judgmental, but like Pat Crane apparently lives in that same town that I was at over the weekend before I went and played golf. 30 minutes away. I found that out and I DM'd him and I was like, hey man, listen to the podcast in the past and blah, blah, like, I realized you're 30 minutes away. It'd be kind of cool to like catch it, grab a beer at some point or something like that. If you got some time, whatever. Obviously, like no pressure. And seemed like he was actually like having a conversation. And then at some point I was like, yeah, I can't remember how it came up. I'm sure I could check my DMs or something, but I got into saying, oh yeah, I'm doing the podcast with Rem, and almost immediately he just said, he said something, which I thought was at least respectful, that he didn't just literally just block me, but he essentially blocked me. And it was like, essentially like it knows there's, you know what I mean? Like knows that there's some sort of association between you, Jules, he and Jules, something. I don't know what. And I was like, dude, I'm not trying to start shit. I really don't care. I'm not into the drama. Like I would literally just go hang out with you. And for all I care, if he said something like, hey, this stays between us, it would stay between us. Like I'm not trying to like do a thing or I gotcha or like get information to throw him under the bus. And look, I know he doesn't know me, but if he did, he would realize this isn't a setup. But he literally just blocked me, and I'm like, and same thing, Jules. Something happened. She blocked me too. All these things where it's like I didn't know. There's nothing offensive being said. There's no attack being
blocked. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, so all of it's like they just have thin skin. It's bullshit. Right. They're just
first of all,
they're lame.
Pat Crane is a cocksucker. That guy sucks.
We gotta bleep a lot of shit.
Second of all, did you know she and Pat Crane had a falling out?
After
I heard that. What was the?
I don't know exactly what, but like she you could probably search her Twitter history. She kind of land-based Pat on one of them. So like she had moved from Wisconsin to Minnesota to work for Pat Crane after she divorced Kane. I assume. I don't know. I don't talk to any of them. This is just reading updates and timelines and stuff. Gets divorced, moves to Minnesota to work for Pat Crane, and then Pat Crane's one day decides to go to California, kind of leaving Jules in Minnesota where she's not from. I don't know what happened in between, and I don't even know if that's the real reason why she's mad. But V does not like Pat Crane, and he is, I believe, on the same level as me in her mind, as evil, terrible, horrible people that she'll never talk to ever again.
Along with me. Because I dared send her a picture of Mama Rem and me and you.
But that's what I mean. It's just such thin skin. Like you can't, like the way I see it is you're so insecure in yourself that you can't even have a conversation with someone. Yeah. Listen, I could tell stories. I do this frequently with at work in a professional environment, tell people about my professional history. I've been fired. And didn't like it. And one of the things I like to tell people is you got to learn from it. At one point, I was perfectly fine. I kind of got into a bad situation, long and short of it, got into what I would call a bad situation where someone was just a terrible manager looking for people to fire, and I was a victim. Now, I could sit around and just say that's the story, but what I learned was if I was indisposable, I wouldn't have gotten fired. And really, like, I didn't really get fired. It was like whatever. I was. Okay, yeah. Because apparently I'm the only person that can help with this right now. But point is, like, I've learned, like, look, bad things happen. Live and learn. Deal with it. Yep. Grow the hell up. Own your mistakes. Learn from them. Be better. I like I said, I don't like to really talk about like titles and stuff. I'm someone that literally never says my title, even though technically my title is like carries some weight, right? I never say it. Never. Why? You just act the part, and that's all you need. Yeah. Lived and learned. And point being, I've been through crappy situations. I've been fired, was fired right as a kid was on the way, unmarried. You look at where I'm at now. Why? Spent too much time being an idiot, playing too much WoW, picked myself up, applied myself, and here we are. All that aside, these people can't fucking do that. I'm so children. The little guy next to me.
I think you should put that because of WoW. WoW trained you for this, right?
No, you want to know what? At times, I'm telling you, at times I was telling myself like, if maybe being a raid leader will teach me like leadership skills. You like tell yourself stupid crap to like make yourself think things, and then you have a dose of reality, and you go, no, that's not how it works. You got to actually like rubber's got to meet the road. You got to actually do the right things. Just do the right thing. I know that sounds way too simplified, but like, yeah, just do the right thing. Work your tail off. Work your tail off. Do the right thing. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Just kick ass.
Oh,
Things work out.
Oh yeah.
And you can talk about these things. I'm not. I always say like I'm not like I wouldn't change anything. Did I like getting fired? Did I like the situations I was in? The not providing well for my family? No. Did it make me who I am today? Yes. And do I like who I am today? Yes. That's like real.
Did I like getting robbed with a 22 rifle? No. But did I learn that you got to lock the front fucking door? Hell yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Like, yeah. So anyway, just none of them have ever like little things happen. They make a mountain out of a molehill and can't block everyone and go work for some startup that's going to last for 6 weeks and give yourself some superfluous title. Awesome. Pat yourself on the back.
But I'm DJing now and I'm super happy DJing. Randy, I have to go to bed. So let's bring this baby home.
Really?
Yeah.
We haven't gotten enough content yet.
What are you talking about? What are we at?
We need 30 minutes more.
Where are we now? This is the longest
hour and 7.
The unauthorized episodes are only an hour since we're not being paid enough.
Oh no. Mr. Dickman was very clear when he told me not to do this.
Okay, well you guys can continue. I'm going to bed.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think about that? Yes.
What else are you gonna do?
I go to bed.
You wake up. What time
5:40.
I gotta wake up at 7:30 tomorrow, motherfucker. I changed my schedule.
I gotta wake up at 5:40 tomorrow, asshole. Nothing changed for me. I'm doing this as a favor to you.
It's a favor to me, motherfucker?
Yeah, it's a fucking favor to you, you piece of shit. Just shut the fuck up.
Dude, I do everything for you. What the fuck do you do anymore? Show up?
Yeah.
Show up and talk into a microphone?
Hey, I need some encouragement, Rem. I'm fucking driving. So I gotta spend 45 minutes of my day talking to you like I'm your best friend. Piece of shit.
That was really nice of you. Thank you.
Oh, it was actually a fun conversation.
Yeah, it was productive too. We solved a lot of problems. We had that idea about how to end the educational problem in America.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember much of it.
Yeah. And we're going to get all the slave masters off our dollars.
Because of this.
Hashtag Harambe on the Hyundai.
This conversation, I don't remember any of my drive up to Boston. No, how I got here.
No, you don't remember the cop and the guy who ran over 2 tires and.
Okay, now that you say it, I do. Now that you're saying it, I remember there's a lot of cops out there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw a lot of cops and you had some choice words for them.
When I got into Boston, I had to go into the tunnel and my GPS lost signal with me. And then when I came out of the tunnel, you come out, but you're still above the tunnels because they got all the tunnels underneath there. So it still thinks I'm in the tunnel. So it's not giving me the directions that I need.
Oh, I hate
so that. I had to drive around trafficy fucking Boston for an hour to get to the hotel.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't move. That. And then I had to go park. There's no valet, so I had to go check in, drop my shit off, and then probably drive my car to the garage. That was a whole hassle.
A couple blocks.
Yeah, it's just a walk.
I had to do that in Chinatown whenever I came up to see you last time. Oh, are we going to talk about our trip, Ray?
To Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah. My flight's booked. I get in Sunday. I think it's either Newark or LaGuardia because Bradley's.
Oh, useless. Don't go to Newark.
I've been to both. They're fine. Whatever. That's one of those is one where I saw the dude that died on the ground right there.
Your kid okay?
I need 62 people.
Trying to carry a gallon of water.
Watch his toes.
No, it's in the water bottle. Like he can't even lift it. I guess he can. He got it this far.
Do you need to go?
No, I mean it's unopened. Like he can't. He doesn't have the wrist and grip strength to open an unopened bottle of water.
Of course, you're white.
That's what you think.
Dude, she does the thing where she's like, we're gonna leave at 6:30 and drop somebody off so it's like a 30-minute drive.
We've been doing this for over an hour.
Yeah, so like an hour and a half of who knows. Who knows?
All right.
Target.
So
pick your battles.
Right?
Pick your battles.
So you're coming in June 9th.
Coming in on the 8th.
Are we coming in the 8th? What's the 9th?
Yeah,
Monday?
I'll leave on the 8th.
So, I mean, technically I don't have a ride. I got to figure that part out.
Oh, you want me to pick you up? In the rental?
Are you actually...
It's on my way.
Hold on.
That's a lot of coordination, dude.
Trips. New York. It says New York is my trip. Even though it's... Hold on one second.
You don't know, Randy, driving from Ohio to Newark?
I get in at 5 p.m.
Yeah, I could do that, Ray. Let me see how long it takes to get there.
Dude, no, that's not going to work.
Why?
Because you're going... at 5 p.m., driving through fucking New York City. Come on.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Ray and I will get to know each other.
Ray's going to be sitting there until 10.
It's only 10 hours, so I can leave on Saturday. Well, I have to work Saturday till 1:30. So I'll wake up at like 4 a.m., get up there a little early.
And then from there,
Only-
it's going to be probably 4 hours to his place, maybe 3 hours to where he is in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, because it's going to be at 5 p.m. getting the hell out of there. It's going to be fucking impossible.
Well, I'm a better driver than an Uber driver, right, Ray? You're muted.
I don't know why
You got
Ray
it.
would fly there. Just fly to Bradley or Tweed. Tweed sucks, but it's closer to where you're going.
Tweed, it sucks, but it's closer to where you're going. What an endorsement, Rem. What an endorsement.
I think
Ringing endorsement. How?
Listen, I'm trying to do Ray a favor so he can go take care of his.
Oh, are you? Well, I'm not good at picking up on hints like that, man. You got to just be straightforward with me.
That's why I said, let's bring this baby home.
Yeah, but I didn't think you meant it because we always get to an hour and a half, man.
Look at him walking up.
We're the hour and a half men.
It's like an entrance.
Yeah. Ray had to mute his mic again. I am hearing it right. Rin,
You're hearing what?
you asked me at the beginning of the show. When you edit, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, Ray is still muted. I wonder, he's at the back. Oh my God. Ray, put the axe down.
Yeah, he's pissed. He is pissed. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He's beating that child. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's fine. He's going to get up. Oh, my God. Oh, he hit Ray in the nuts.
Oh,
Holy shit.
No.
Oh, my God.
No, that window's
Ray,
open.
Ray's
That window's
going
open.
down.
That window's open.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's doing a swanton. Swanton off the ladder, off the ledge. Oh, my God. Somebody catch the kid. Holy shit, Ray. Holy fuck. Ray's down. The kid super kicked him and then dove out the window. Holy shit. This is unauthorized. I got to edit so much now. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. I got a beep button.
There you go. Does it work this time? People gonna be able to hear it?
Probably not. Alphonic kind of takes it out.
Oh, here he is. He's
I wonder
back.
if Ray heard any of that. Did you hear any of that?
Too much of it.
Let's bring this
trouble?
baby home.
All right. Let's go out to an alternative Mission Impossible theme.
Ray needs to go put a beating on some kids.
You're going to have to do a lot of editing of background noise.
Yeah, and your mic.
Hey.
All right. This has been the unauthorized episode. This message will self-destruct. It's going to be destroyed. You'll never see it again. Soon, very soon, this is ending. This will all be over. The end is near. You're going to get the What Would Jesus Draw shirt where the end is near. He's spray painting the pits of hell on your shirt. And it says, whatwouljesusdraw.com.
It's doing Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Yeah. For 10,000 years, Rem. 100 episodes. 1,000 episodes. We're going to go. We're gonna go to the moon, Rem. You and me. We're going to make crypto, Rem. We're going to make crypto. We're going to make Jesus reverse mortgage timeshare HOA NFTs. That's where What Would Jesus Draw is going, Rem. They won't be able to disinherit that shit. We'll own them forever, Rem. This is our plan. All right. We have been Randy for this evening. Randall. And
we have been.
Rem, what have you been?
I've been Ray. Thank you so much.
So I've been Rem? I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
The recappers are going to have no idea what just happened. That's why they have no idea who's who.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix that, Ray.
I was going to say, okay, one more quick point, or maybe two. What would Jesus draw? My idea, right? We all have an input, but do we need to do something like one person picks like the outfit?
What if we
one
had a
person
draft
picks
board?
the area? One person does that? I can't think of four things though.
Board.
Yeah, we have
both
a
these
draft
ideas
board.
are great. Do both.
Right, because if you have four people's input, you can't have like four people picking four different fucking outfits. Right? That you can't say a cowboy and a
astronaut.
Yeah, and that part doesn't work, right? So,
naked cowboy astronaut.
What was that? Space Cowboys?
Yeah.
That was a movie.
Okay, movie.
Anyway,
it was a movie.
Don't get sidetracked. So, I think that's still a good idea because that will be epic. Because Randy was saying if he already dropped the $200, my advice was save it for an epic. Don't do it this week. Save it for the most epic.
Because she was pressing me for content.
Oh well,
she wants to get it done.
Well, that's your fault. Okay, so the other one. So what are you guys like retiring after 301? Is that like the actual?
I don't know.
Or are you guys just going to be too bored to be retired?
I'm pretty sure the three of you are going to keep on going, and I'm going to just show up when I feel like it.
Yeah, we're going to do rants, rabbit holes, and riffs, Ray. I'll be the rabbit hole. You be the rant. That AT&T rant was epic, right? And then Cody can be the riff.
Was it? I don't know if it was. If you say so. Yeah.
Or R3.
Interesting.
Well,
I mean,
it's a Web3 show.
So I feel like I tell my kids about the dog. You like the concept of a dog, but you don't like the responsibility of a dog. I do enjoy shooting the breeze, but there's times it's like I want to do it on my terms, not like on a schedule. You know what I mean? Just because life's busy. I got 4 fucking kids and they do a bunch of shit and I'm busy and I travel and stuff.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
So just because of that, like to an extent. Now listen, I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, of course. I absolutely do. But sometimes it would be like, well, if I could do it on my terms, that's not plausible with other people. I'm not that selfish. Point being, it'd be nice if I could do that. On the other hand, it's fun.
You know who you're like?
It's fun to do it.
You know who you remind me of, Brett?
Who?
You remind me of Jesus Christ in the way he tells stories, because you get a point and you have to go like 6 different directions before you get there, but it all makes sense at the end. You know, like Jesus Christ's parables.
Yeah.
Like at one point in the show, you were responding to something I said, but I had no fucking clue what you were talking about because you went in a different direction. And then you circled back to where you need to
I know, because my brain has too many. It does all the layers, and then I'm like, yeah. I feel like I don't want to leave any information out. That's my problem.
Yeah, leave it all out. All right, I got to go. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, well.
See you, love you, bye.
Enjoy your hotel room.
I will.
Okay, welcome to the deep dive. So today we're tackling something pretty unusual. It's this unauthorized recording from the TRDS guys.
Yeah, completely off the books. No Cody, no Mr. Dickman, which makes it fascinating.
Exactly. It's like the secret transmission, right? The super fans are calling them lore drops.
Yes.
And our mission basically is to unpack these, see what we learn about Ray, Rem, and Randy.
It definitely has that Mission Impossible feel they mentioned in their own intro. Like we're agents breaking down intel.
Totally. A bit Cloak and Dagger meets, I don't know, group therapy. So let's get into it. First up, Ray's story about a hotel mini fridge.
Right. The Wynn Golf Resort. And what jumps out immediately is just how extra it all sounds.
Oh, for sure. Red Bulls, rock stars, fancy chocolates, like a treasure chest. But then the catch, right? The sensor.
Exactly. That's the key part. It's not just snacks. It's monitored snacks. Ray's line, Ocean's 11 for cookies.
Yeah, that was perfect. It captures that feeling like you're trying to pull a heist just to get a snack without paying, what, $13?
$13 for mini cookies and $9 for 5 little chocolates. It's absurd.
It really is. And it speaks to that feeling of being, I don't know, constantly scrutinized, even for tiny things, like you're being nickel and dimed, but with gold-plated nickels.
It's a great opening lore drop because it shows Ray's awareness of these subtle, maybe slightly predatory dynamics in like high-end consumer stuff.
Yeah, that feeling of being simultaneously pampered and watched. Okay, so moving on, we get this surprisingly deep chat between Rem and Randy about chickens.
Right, pets versus food. It starts with Randy being kind of sentimental about his chickens for breakfast sandwiches.
And Rem just seems completely baffled by this. Like, they're chickens.
Yeah, his exasperation comes through. But then he drops that line, which is honestly pretty brilliant.
Oh, all pets are food, but not all food is pets.
Exactly. It's so concise, but it really makes us stop and think, doesn't it? It cuts right through our weird, arbitrary lines.
It really does.
Well,
why is a chicken a pet one minute and breakfast the next? And then Ray's reaction, recoiling at eating his cat.
Which is totally understandable for most of us, right? It shows how strong those emotional, cultural categories are.
Definitely. Which makes Rem mentioning he researched the taste of dog and cat even more. While jarring.
That's a significant lore drop right there.
Right.
That little detail about the research. It suggests this almost detached intellectual curiosity.
Yeah, like a willingness to look into things most people just wouldn't, even hypothetically. Very Rem.
It paints a picture of someone who operates maybe a bit outside typical sentimental boundaries when it comes to like the natural world.
Okay, so speaking of unconventional food sources, Randy's Mongolian barbecue story.
Oh boy. Yeah, the high school memories, the open campus lunch.
Yeah.
Sounds nostalgic until you get to the shutdown.
And the reason for the shutdown, that rumor about cats in the freezer, yikes.
But Randy's take is just something else.
Yeah.
He's basically like, well, maybe I ate cat. Mongolian is delicious anyway.
I know. That nonchalance is kind of staggering. It's such a Randy moment, that almost morbid acceptance.
It's a huge lore drop about his, let's call it, pragmatic outlook. Or maybe just a dark sense of humor about the world's uncertainties.
Rem, comparing it to like suspicious chicken in cheap Chinese food kind of grounds it a bit, makes it slightly more relatable maybe.
Yeah, it taps into that shared low-level anxiety we sometimes have about, what's really in takeout.
And then we get the actual factual breakdown. Paste profiles of cat and dog meat.
Which is, again, jarring information, but weirdly informative in context. Cat tasting like rabbit or chicken. Dog being richer, more like beef or mutton.
It almost demystifies it, but in a really unsettling way.
Right. And then Randy's sudden disgust at the thought of eating bats, tying it to COVID rumors.
Yeah, that contrast is interesting. He's okay with maybe eating crap, but bats are a hard no. Shows how current events can shape those anxieties.
Absolutely. And the expert info on bat meat flavor and the very real biohazard risks rabies, Nipah, coronavirus, that adds a necessary layer of seriousness. It's not just about taste.
Good point. That whole section was a wild ride, from nostalgia to health code violations to comparative exotic meat tasting notes.
And the quick mention of live octopus videos, bizarre foods. It taps into that whole cultural fascination with extreme eating.
Okay, let's shift gears from potentially hazardous food to frustrating hotel technology. Rem's battle with the TV.
Oh, this was so relatable.
Yeah.
Trying to cast YouTube, the screen freezes. We've all been there, right?
Totally. The desperation, trying to unplug it, fighting with those safety latches on the plug.
It's that mundane travel frustration dialed up. But the solution is the amazing part.
Ray's construction knowledge coming to the rescue.
With that incredibly specific 30-degree angle, like hitting the G-spot advice for the plug.
I mean, whatever works, right? It's a hilarious lore drop about Ray's unexpected practical skills.
And Randy immediately blaming California for the plug design.
Yeah.
It's classic Randy deflation.
Which Ray then counters with his LAUSD auditing story, the 1-minute unsupervised apprentice rule. Just peak bureaucratic absurdity.
Yeah, a good reminder that silly regulations aren't exclusive to any one place. It subtly defends California while just being a funny story.
Which brings us neatly to Ray's actual defense of California. He seemed pretty passionate about it.
Yeah, you can tell he genuinely loves where he lives. Overhearing someone criticizing it on the golf course clearly set him off.
And his points were pretty solid, the proximity to everything redwoods, Tahoe, desert, SF, all within a couple of hours.
And arguing for fewer major disasters compared to hurricanes or tornadoes elsewhere. It's a fair point, even with earthquakes being a thing.
He makes a good case, but then Randy, of course, has to undercut it.
With the sucking California's dick comment, just instantly deflates the seriousness. That's their dynamic, isn't it?
Pretty much. The mention of the comedian, maybe Daniel Tosh, comparing California and Florida, you get what you pay for, adds that layer of cultural commentary.
And Randy's own Florida story, the Airbnb Karen, with the ghost and bedbug claims. It's like, yeah, weirdness exists everywhere. It almost backs up Ray's point indirectly.
Okay, so the recording gets a bit messy here. Background noise, Ray dealing with kids, real life intruding.
But out of that chaos comes these wild AI ideas for the show.
Right. The initial stinky idea for 247 AI content quickly shot down, but it shows they're thinking about constant engagement.
Randy's vision was detailed, though, breaking down episodes, AI clips, ambitious if flawed, but the pivot.
The pivot to AI triple T, using the old episodes to bring back AI Rem and Jules. Now that is a lore drop for the ages.
Torrent think tank AI. It hits right at the heart of their history and what a lot of longtime listeners remember fondly. It's nostalgic, but also kind of cutting edge.
Ray's brief panic about his workplace being visible on video is just a funny, grounding moment amidst the high-concept brainstorming.
And Randy's sheer enthusiasm for it, imagining the AI versions constantly interacting, maybe even fighting. It's very Randy. Playful chaos.
Ray naturally brings up the practical stuff. Bandwidth, cost, the reality check.
But Randy's convinced the fans would love it, which speaks to that connection they have, that understanding of their audience's nostalgia.
Rem's dark joke about being their stand-in parents.
Classic Rem. But then his mood shifts, talking about triple T, that felt real.
Yeah, the dead dog transition comment, the slight choke up. It hints at some genuine, maybe unresolved emotion tied to that old show. A huge glimpse of vulnerability there.
Yeah, definitely a major moment for anyone who followed triple T.
Yeah.
Okay, switching back to lighter stuff. Ray's lucky golf adventures.
Seems like he stumbled into a beverage bonanza. Jameson, Tahoe Blue vodka, free beer.
The story about the tournament, just wanting to ditch the leftovers, is great. And then finding unattended coolers the next week. Some guys have all the luck.
It's a fun little insight into Ray maybe being good at finding the freebies, not letting good booze go to waste.
And Randy's college story complements it nicely. The 8 cases of shaving cream and deodorant samples from the RAs.
That's some serious college-level hoarding. Shows a certain resourcefulness even back then.
Meanwhile, Rem's having this totally different experience, wandering Boston alone.
Yeah, the solo historical walk, Boston Massacre site, Green Dragon Tavern, the Holocaust Memorial. Sounds quite peaceful, actually.
It shows a different side of him, right? More introspective, appreciating history, needing that quiet time away from the group chaos.
Seeing the old slide house properly after only seeing it from a duck boat. That's a satisfying little tourist moment.
And spotting buildings from movies, like maybe the Departed headquarters, connecting pop culture to the real place.
Randy thinking he meant the marathon bombing shows how different events dominate our association with a place.
And the final Boston anecdote. Using the Dickman credit card at a restaurant called Dickman's, and nobody batting an eye. Just perfectly mundane.
So then Randy's back with more ideas, tagging the dormant Rich Dickman Twitter account.
And the whole El Gato mantle of power concept, like a weird comic book idea. He's definitely got a creative mind, even if the ideas are out there.
Then the second greatest idea, AI liquor-fueled episodes featuring She Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yeah, that's pushing it. The dark humor about the AI self-destructing feels very much like them tempting fate, revisiting old controversies.
Referencing that self-aware Seinfeld AI, it captures the weird potential of this tech. Ray discovering the baby podcast filter on TikTok or X.
Oh, God, yeah. Seeing politicians and celebrities as babies. It's absurd, addictive, very 2024 internet humor.
Which leads to Randy's grim TikTok experiment. Anonymous account getting flooded with race war stuff.
That's a really sobering point about algorithms and echo chambers online. How easily you can stumble into dark corners.
Definitely a disturbing tangent. Then reminiscing about old Tinder screenshots. A quick palate cleanser, maybe.
A reminder of earlier, perhaps slightly cringy internet days we can all relate to.
Quick mention of Randy's weight, brushed aside, then back to merch talk, the What Would Jesus Draw shirt.
Always hustling with the merch, discussing pitiful prices,
Yeah.
Amazon approvals, the less glamorous side of content creation.
Randy's obligatory Jeff Bezos critique. And then those brief, politically charged comments. Melania's money, the Biden comment, Supreme Court stuff.
Yeah, just reporting what was said. It's that unfiltered, probably private conversation style venting that slipped through.
Yeah.
Randy joking about wanting national bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Pure hyperbole.
Things get serious again with Rem, though. The wage garnishment, the layoff after the Trojan horse promotion.
That sounds rough. Really rough. Sharing that level of financial difficulty and job loss is incredibly vulnerable. That's a massive lore drop.
His fantasy about his cousin buying the company for metaphorical guillotines, you can feel the anger and sense of injustice there.
In the context of the Cox merger makes it relatable corporate restructuring fallout.
Then Randy lightens the mood again with the random wrestling ring story.
Just a wrestling ring next to an old folks' home. It's beautifully surreal. You couldn't make it up.
And the reveal that Randy actually did wrestling school for 2 weeks.
It's amazing. Promo school, getting asked for feedback, then quitting after almost getting his shoulder ripped off. Classic Randy backstory tidbit.
Him refusing to explain the structure of a match. Gotta protect kayfabe, right?
Always. Then Ray gives some nice feedback on their guest spot on that other podcast.
Yeah, complimenting Rem's self-deprecating line and Randy's story about his mom's boyfriend shows that supportive dynamic.
And highlighting how maybe the other hosts weren't quite ready for their brand of humor.
Which leads perfectly into Randy's JFK joke story. First day, new office. Wow.
Telling that joke on day one, it's unbelievably bold. But he claims it worked. Led to a great year.
It's the ultimate high-risk, high-reward icebreaker, I guess, making an unforgettable, if shocking, impression.
Then Rem dives into the go take a walk advice controversy. That clearly caused some friction.
Yeah, explaining Jules' initial okayness, then the shift after negative feedback, wanting a professional approach. It really exposes the fault lines in how they approach sensitive topics.
Rem defending it as reasonable advice, given he's not a therapist, but also mentioning his mom, the psych nurse, cautioning him. It's complex.
And the counterexample of Jules apparently giving questionable depression advice herself adds another layer of internal contradiction.
It's a deep dive into past group dynamics and differing philosophies, for sure.
Randy then reveals Jules was his life coach for a year after his divorce.
Huge. That changes everything about how you interpret their interactions.
Yeah.
And it ending abruptly after that drunken podcast incident.
Wow. Just incredible behind-the-scenes stuff leaking out here. Ray then talks about thin-skinned people getting blocked by Jules and Pat Crane.
His frustration is palpable. Trying to connect, getting shut down. It hints at long-standing issues and maybe some bruised egos in that wider circle.
Speculating about the Pat Crane-Jules fallout after she moved to Minnesota. More hints of past drama.
Ray wraps it up with his philosophy. Learn from mistakes, don't be a victim, get fired, figure out why, improve.
Yeah, drawing on life experience, even Wow W for leadership lessons. Own your stuff and grow. It's a solid message.
And then it just collapses. Rem says he's going to bed.
And Randy tries to keep it going, leading to that hilarious, slightly tense back and forth.
The teasing about future content, rants, rabbit holes, and riffs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the spinoff.
Ray's dog analogy, liking the idea, not the work applied to podcasting, is painfully honest.
And Randy comparing Ray's rambling to Jesus's parables. Peak Randy absurdity.
The outro is just pure chaos, name swapping, airport confusion, Newark, Bradley, LaGuardia arguing about driving.
Ray desperately trying to land the plane. Let's bring this baby home.
Then the background noise sounds like a kid hitting him, the swan dive sound effect. It completely unravels.
It's the perfect ending for an unauthorized deep dive.
Yeah.
Utterly unhinged and unforgettable.
So, yeah, what a ride. This unauthorized session gave us so much: the vulnerability, the weirdness, the conflicts, the AI dreams. What's your big takeaway from these lore drops?
I think it's the authenticity, Whether intentional or not, stripping away the production revealed so much about their real personalities and dynamics, the good, the bad, the messy. Makes you wonder how much of what we usually hear is performance and how much is just. This felt like peeling back a layer. It's compelling stuff.